Good morning, Jason. How are you doing? Oh, okay. I'm glad you're doing good. So, how can I help you today? What questions do you have for me? Geometry question. Okay, it's the SAT, right? Okay. Okay, let me see. Can you upload the question or can you send it to me? Yes, please. Okay, I got it here. So, what are they asking you here? What is the value of xy? This segment? Right. Very interesting question. Well, before we solve this question, we need to have some previous knowledge about triangles, especially right triangles, and this special right triangle, which is 45, 45, 90. So, let's review this a little bit. So, this right triangle is an isosceles triangle, right? Why is it an isosceles? Correct, because these two sides are equal. So, if the two sides are equal, then what happened with the angles here? This angle and this angle. Yes, that's correct. They're also equal. So if this is a right triangle, right, and this is 90 degrees, then this is gonna be what? What angle will this be? How many degrees? Correct. 45 degrees, 45 degrees. Why is 45 degrees? Yes, because we know the sum of the internal angles, right, in any triangle is 180. That's correct. And you already have 90, so the sum of the other two angles have to equal 90, and knowing they have to be equal, right, each has to be 45, 45. Very good. So if we call this side A, well, let's put letters to the vertices here, A, B, C. So if we call segment AB A, what would be segment AC? What would be the value of segment AC? Yes, that's correct. Also A. And how do we find the segment BC? Do you remember? Well, if you don't remember, that's okay, no problem. I'm gonna refresh memory. You probably knew it, you forgot, but we have this property, right? The Pythagorean theorem, where we have in any triangle, in any right triangle, right? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, A squared and B squared, or A, we have these two sides, right? Three sides, A, B, and C. C is our hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side. It's the one, opposed to the 90-degree angles. Okay, that's always gonna be C. A, what is A, what is B, it doesn't really matter. Either side can be A or B. Now, in this isosceles triangle, what happens? What happens is that the two sides are equal, right? So instead of having A squared plus B squared equals C squared, what will you have? That's correct. A squared plus A squared equals C squared, right? And let's call this IC. So, what do we do now? Yes, we add. What is A squared plus A squared? That's correct. 2A squared equals what? C squared, right? And then how do we solve this? You're not sure? You take your time, think a little bit for a minute or so. What do you remember? What can we do here? Yes, that's correct. To cancel the power, we use the roots. So square root each side, square root cancels the power. I have C equals square root of 2A squared, right? Now we can do it individually, right? And we can say it's the square root of A squared, which the square cancel with the root, and you just be left with A, and times the square root of 2, right? So the relationship to A, C would always gonna be, we can say is A square root of 2. Okay, I'm gonna erase it for now. So here we have the proportions of our right triangle with an isosceles right triangle, right? 45 degrees and 90. So having this in mind, let's go back to our problem and let's try to solve it and figure it out together. So my question, if zx, this segment, equals 6, what would wz will equal to? What would this segment equal to? Yes, that's correct, 6. And what will this angle equal to? Yes, 45 degrees. Very good. So we have a right triangle here, 45, 90, right? And what else do we see? What about the other triangle? The ZYX. What triangle is this? Yes, that's correct. This is also an isosceles rectangle, right? How do we know this is an isosceles rectangle? You're not sure? That's okay. Let me help you out. If you pay attention, we have a bigger triangle, which is WYX. And this bigger triangle, it shows here that this is a right angle, right? And knowing X is a right angle means it's 90 degrees. So if one side is 45, what would be the other side? Correct, 45 degrees. Because 45 plus 45 equals 9. Under the same property, right, the sum of internal angles is 180, and you already have 90, so the sum of the other two have to be 90. This is also 45 degrees. Right, very good. Okay, any questions so far? It's all clear? Good. So, let's continue then. We know that the segment WZ is 6, right? What about the segment ZY? What would be the value of this segment? This side of the triangle, knowing that we also have here a right triangle, an isosceles right triangle. Yes, that's correct. This is also 6. Okay. Questions so far here? No questions. Okay, very good. So now let's picture the bigger triangle. W, Y, X. What will be the value of this segment here? The hypotenuse of this bigger triangle. Right, this is gonna be 12, 6 plus 6, right? Now we need to find this here, this segment here, xy. So what do we do? What do you think we can do? You're not sure? That's okay, I'll help you. So let's go back to what we did already here. Look here, the triangle here, right? See the size. We have a square root of 2, right? That's the proportion of the size. So then you can say that x, y is like an a, and you have the wy is like a square root of 2, like the hypotenuse. It's also the hypotenuse. So if you have a square root of 2 equals 12, right? Then we're going to solve for a, because we want to know the side, which is a. So a will be what? What do we do? Yes, you're right. It's 12 over square root of 2, right? And then what do we do next? Because we don't want the square root on the denominator. You don't remember? That's okay. We multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2, right? What will this give you? Yes, 12 square root of 2 over square root of 4, which is 2. Is this all? Can we do anything else? Yes, we can simplify this. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So then the answer would be 6 square root of 2. That would be the value of the segment xy. And if they were to ask you what is the value of the segment w x, right, this side of the triangle, the answer will be the same, 6 square root of 2. Okay? Any questions? No questions? Okay, now take your time. Write some notes, write this down, and then if you have any questions while you're writing down, let me know. If not, we can continue with the next question. Okay? Good, good. Okay, Jason. So, I think our time is up, so have a good one. And, just keep practicing. I'll see you next class. Bye.